checking over here that we're live. We should be live on YouTube. And yes, we're live on YouTube. There's my arm running over there. I'm just going to take that right back to my, yes, I'm live. Go back to my Facebook and Nettie's and make sure she's all live. Right, how are you? Hi. I hope you're all doing well. I've messaged a few people. I hope they don't think I'm annoying. I think you've got to get out there and expect people to come on in and say hello, because it's such an exciting card, this one. I've got excellent reception, so I hope you're watching. I think my hair's all messy today. I've got it tied up because I was getting a bit warm. Oh, hi, welcome. So this is the Valiant Bloom. It's on page 22 of your new Stamping Up catalogue. If you don't have one, please message me on Nettie's Card Making on Facebook and I will send you one, or just send me an email to acfalconer@hotmail.com and say, dear Nettie, could I have a catalogue? Give me your address and I'll post it off to you. So this is my card. Now, it is using the stamps and the dies from Lily of the Valley. Isn't that lovely? To a forever kind of friend. That's so nice. Isn't that sweet? Happy for you. So grateful for you. To one of the nicest people I know. Oh my God, I love the sayings. A little thanks. Happy birthday. I love them. I like the sayings. Finally, I've got some I really, really like. And they're not too massive and they just fit in really nicely. So that's part of the suite. Now also they've got this massive, look at this. It's a die cutting of a lily. Well, it's not a lily in the front, I don't think. It's a big flower with the little lilies that go. So what I just did, because I've been working on, this is Moody Mauve that we don't have anymore. It's from a few times away, but look at that. So I've been working on, I've cut that out. That is how big the die is. So that is just over 5.5 wide by 6, 8. Isn't that enormous? So that is really lovely. You can put your white on that, you can do anything. So I put that out so we could have a look, because I've been working on, now I don't know if you know Julie Ellis, but Julie Ellis is on Facebook and she does these beautiful albums. So I brought her tutorial and a girlfriend and I got together and we made it. Look at this. Lift up that. So what we're going to do, she put another colour in, we decided not to because it was, we're going to do white placed photos in here. So photos. In here is a catalogue, a little book, look at this. So we can put photos on each of them, and I love it just on the black. And we've got enough of the Moody Mauve there. And this is using up, this paper cardstock's still in play, but this isn't. And the Moody Mauve's all out. So that was the last of my stock. This one's got here for more photos. And then you pull this out and you can write your greeting in it. Isn't that so cool? That is absolutely, look at that, beautiful. And you just make it up. Whoops, put it under there because I've got my little sticky dots there. Isn't that just tremendous? Look at this, how thick it is in there. So I'm going to get my photos done for my husband for our wedding anniversary. Maybe I should have done in blues and he'd like it more, but I think just for both of us to have that would be really nice. When we got married, we didn't have any money. We paid for our own wedding because I don't have parents and His parents didn't. They gave us some money after, but they, you know, whatever. Today's world's today's world. And, well, that was that world. So this is today's card. So I'll pack that down. So everything I've used in here, I've written on my instructions. And, oh, I printed them out, left them in the other room. What am I going to do? Alright, I'm just going to quickly bring up my instructions here and put them in front of me. Now they are already written on the front of your page, so I'm just going to have them on the side of my computer and have a look at them so I can, actually I might put them in front of the Facebook because no one's sort of got on there. Okay. Alright, we have some viewers on. Welcome to you. So that's what we've used. Everything is written on my instructions at the start of the making of this card. We have to have a little bit of concentration here, folks. So we've got water painters. We've got Blackberry Bliss cardstock. I've got a piece of paper. I'll show you in a minute. Right, I'll put that over there. Granny apple green. And the cardstock, that's my envelope. You've all seen, you've seen that. And I've got my stamps and dies. So this is the card. It folds down flat. Now you can do a fake step up card. Hi Alita, how are you? Isn't this Lily's beautiful? You can do a fake step up where you cut the card. So let me just show you on a bit of the scrap. Normally, I'll pretend that's a card cut out really. So normally you would do a card like that. Well, probably not that way. Let me get another piece. Normally we'd do a card and it's like flat like that, and then you bend it and you make your steps, and then you get another piece of paper and you put that like that, wider of course, and that's what we would use as a fake step up. But this is the proper one. Alita, you have to look back at the beginning and see the album I made for our anniversary. So this is the Lily of the Valley. So I'm going to take you through what we got to do to cut out. So, and we'll get through to the other bits and pieces. So I'll get my cutting machine. Just move all that out of the road. I'll have to put him over there. I can put him there for a minute and then you can see it on the side. Oh, it doesn't really matter. I'll probably end up knocking it over or putting coffee on it or something. Alright. So you have to do a little concentration. Now I have written it out in the instructions. I'll put that to the over here. I think I need to have it out right out of the road so I don't wreck it. Okay, so I have pulled this out. Now this is our card like this, so you're looking at it like this. So number one, we do a 1 inch score. 1 inch from there and 1 inch from there. Okay, so this is, got to get everything out of the road. Actually, that's not too bad like that. So this card is, what have I set up here? 11. Now, I know that this is more Australian because 2 pieces of our cardstock, it means, hi Kiri, our cardstock is 8 1/4, 8 and, sorry, 1/4, and Americans sort of must get bigger because we don't get it. So if I cut it completely in half, I have 4 1/8 for the card. So that's what I've done, 4 1/8. If you're anywhere else and you want to do it your way, so that is 11 by 4 and 1. So can you see the measurements there? The short side's there, the long side's there. So we're doing scoring. You bring my cutting braid out of the road, and we're going to take my coffee out of the road. We're going to start at, now concentrate, 1 inch from here. Now, I put a piece of white paper down my measuring so I can see what it is. So that's 1 inch there. So I'm going to bring it down to 1 inch and give it a couple of marks there. Then I'm going to take it to 2 inches and I'm going to do 1 again. Okay, and then I'm going to not do the 5 yet, those 2 are going to come later. So now I want to do the bottom, so I'm going to take it back to 1, but because my 4's down there, I'm going to bring that down to the 5 mark so that I can give myself, so I'm going to have it on 1 inch and put it on the marking line for 5 inches, so it comes up to my measurement here. Okay, I'm going to pick that up, and so from 5 to 4 is easier than trying to work out 4 1/4. So take it up to 4 and push it. Now in the same spot, I'm going to take it to 2, and I'm going to do the same. Up to 4, which is my 1 inch, not 4 inches, 1 inch, but at number 4. So that's my first 2 scores. 1 inch, 2 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch. Okay, so next we're going to go all the way to 6 1/2. 6 1/2 is there, and we're going to do a 1 inch again. 1. Okay, and now I'm going to bring that down to the 5 again, making sure I'm on the 6 1/2 correct, and I'm on that 5 inch line there. This is just the easiest for my head to work it out. If you do it better, you do it. If you turn it around, you have the marks on the other side. So this is why I've done it like this. So 5 to 4 is 1 inch. Okay, so that's our first. Okay, so now we've got scoring 1, 2, and 6 1/2. Yeah. So now, number 2 cut is our sharp lines. So we're going to put it up into the 1 inch. Put it out, we can put the score away. Now, you've got to find that 6. So that's really at the mark there. With dark paper, it's hard to see. So what I might do for you is if I get a little piece of paper and put it here. So that shows me where the 6 is. 6 1/2 mark is, okay? Now you can line it up and you can know here. So 6 1/2 is there. Just making sure I got that. So I'm going to bring my blade up. Go to the 6 1/2. And I'm going to go to, from the top, I want 1 inch from here. Okay? So I'm going to stop at the 1, which is easy there. So cut up and stop there. That's the 1 inch. Yep, that's 1 inch. Alright, now, so that's, if you can have a look here, that's on that first fold and that's on the last fold. Now do it again on the other side, and you want to make sure that you've got that 6 1/2, but as I said, I am only doing this with the piece of paper for you is so that you can get your eyes around it. Because it's dark, it becomes a bit hard. So from the 1 inch, we're going down to the 6 1/2. Okay? And now we've got all that. Okay? Oh, hi Anne. So, you got that? Now we're going to go back, and at the 5 1/2 mark, we are going to score. So blades away, and we're going to score from the 1. So we started at the 1. So we're on 5 1/2, and we're going to score from the 1 Now remember when I moved that before, so I'm going to take that to the 5 and I'm going to score then from the 2 to the 4. And that should be right, and that's, yeah, because it's the 1 inch, so you've got 1, 2, so that should be on 1. So I've got 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and that should be, I'm just going to have a look again because I can't see. 5.5. So that is on the 1 inch mark, and it goes to the other cut mark. So if you can see through here, I'll get that piece of paper back. See there? I'm using my Squizzy's eyes, guys. Alright, so there to there. How's that for work? Right. Now, I'll use that in a minute. Okay. So, we're going to fold. Yep, there is a fold line there. I thought for a minute I didn't have it. Okay. And then we're going to fold that one down. Now it looks funny for a minute, okay, because this pulls up. So you're going to do that. And then up here, we're going to do this one. And that's where that makes that right. See how that goes up like that? And let me have a look. What have I done? Ah, I did those a little bit too early, I think. So you've got 1, 2. Yeah, my fold's there. I haven't folded that down, and that's why it's coming up. That was me not looking at it properly. So it is a bit different than when you do your other one. So just give that a nice bone fold everywhere. And under here there's another couple of little ones that you have to get. Alright, so how's that? It's not that hard, is it? Bit of concentration. So now we have the traditional one. Maybe, look, if you want to cheat, just make a smaller card and put a piece of card over it from the front to the bottom. And I've got my back on there. Right, let's put that there for a second. Okay, so that's my great explanation. So you can push pause on that and have another look. Ah, that's a good idea, a white pencil. But I get scared it won't come out. But no, good idea. Alright, so next we are, I'm going to open this up. We have a piece of DSP which I have cut. Now you could use more white if you want to. So I have cut this. And it's a little more than we need, but it's okay. 4 by 4 1/4. And we're going to cut that again. And this time we're going to cut it into sections for here, here, and here. So our first cut, alright, our first turn on the 4 1/8. Hold on, that's it now. No. Along one side, score, turn, score, now go back and measure to 5.5 and score, keep scraps. Okay. Now we've got that. DSP is 4 1/4 by 4, and now we cut. So the first cut is 3/4 of an inch. No, did I do 3/4? I'm just going to measure this one. I did 7/8. 7/8 of an inch. I've forgotten, I'll add that. So it's 7/8 of an inch. Alright. So here's easy, but that's number 1. Then our next one is 2. And then our last one, yes, we got a little bit left over. And 7/8 again. So they're all in sequence. If you're going to put it away for later, you hold on to it. It's so pretty with the colours. See in here, that's the Blackberry Bliss in it. See how it's got Blackberry Bliss? That's why I chose that for the card, because I thought it brought out that make it look pretty. Okay, so you can just open that up a bit and slip it into the bottom. Whoa, so sexy! I don't see anybody. Yeah, all the instructions are there, so they're on Facebook if you're on there, or it's on here. So, okay. Now, yes, I know you're going to say, but Annette, you've left it off here, but don't worry, we're going to fix that lot up straight away. It is. I still haven't used. There's another suite. I didn't buy the whole suite. I just bought the DSP. I thought I might do a couple of easy cards. Tomorrow, because the product of the month is the vellum, tomorrow's card is with the vellum. It's a little bit easier than this one. That's why I did say I was going to do this tomorrow, but I realised this one was just a little bit more concentration. Now I need a piece of white cardstock for the back of the card. I don't think I have it out. So I just put a piece of card on the back here. I'll grab her. Well, I will tell you my knee is at 47%. So the white cardstock is 4 by 4. Alright, so we're going to stamp with that. I'll put it there ready. And then I did have a little for the tag. So there's a couple of scraps. I've got a piece that's just enough to put the happy birthday in that. So that really is only 3 by an inch. I'm going to cut that, so I'll keep that out so we don't lose it. And I've put down that there's a few scraps. So that was a scrap that I had, and then I just tore it up. So you'll see that in a minute. So I got a little bit of painting to do, water painting. I've got a glass mat here, so it doesn't matter. So put that there. So I'm going to get a little ink block. Here's my pen glue lid. And with the Granny Apple Green, I've die cut the lilies out. I just want a really little one. And we don't need much. I've got a little die cut in there. Sorry, a little of the Granny Apple. So these are the pieces I've put all the scraps for you, which I've already cut out. Look at these. So that's in the Granny Apple, and that's why we're adding a bit more. But Granny Apple is one of the colours in the suite. So it's really fun. So these have a lot of little things to push out. I've just been saying online, my 6 electric has just lost the power to go backwards, which you've got to keep picking everything up. And I have to have an electric one for my classes, to make my cards for the classes, because I cut everything out before I do the class. And so it was, I've got to go and get a new one. So there's one at Spotlight that apparently is called, it's not the 6. They're not doing the electric 6 that I can find, because I bought my last one and I have had 2 of them. So I'm just putting a little bit of water in there and getting that up. So what I've done, see my lilies? Alright, see how tiny those are? Well, at the top of them they've sort of got a head, and very gently I am just putting a little bit of, just a little, hold your mouth right and you'll be fine. So, concentration. Oh, it's raining. Okay, nearly there. Alright, so I'll just put that onto there so it doesn't go anywhere, and we'll do the other one, and I'll show you something else. We've got some more. Oh, I sent a lot of messages out tonight to see if we could get a few more on, and I'd really appreciate anyone on inviting a friend to have a look. It might boost my little channel a little bit. Now I know I only do Tuesday and Wednesday cards, but I've been, if I have time on the weekend, I've been putting some of the paper pumpkin. So I've done the next lot of paper pumpkin. Now what I'm going to do here is get my stamp pad. I don't want to have that too close, and I want my fresh envelope ready. So we're going to stamp I think it's that one, the lily. Oh, it might be the little one. Oh, it says happy, I told you it says happy birthday, but I love this to a forever kind of friend. Isn't that delicious to say to someone? Oh, my bestie would love that. Alright, so I'm just going to grab out so you can die cut. I've die cut my leaves, but they've got them done where you can stamp them and then die cut them out. They've got some really nice dies too, so I'll show you the dies. Oh, everything's sticky here. Oh my goodness. They must put on thick tape so they don't move, and then you get them all over the place. Now look at that. So I've cut, these are what I've done to use the green, and then if you stamp them, you use the big one, but you can, that's the lilies. You can then stamp or die cut. There must be a, did I drop one? Because there's just an individual leaf you can do. Oh my goodness, I'll have to have a look on my thing. Oh, I don't want to lose that, do I? Oh well, just as well I opened it to show you, because now I know I've got to look for a leaf, because I cut those two out as individuals. See here? So there's a leaf missing somewhere. You'll be looking at me tonight running around like for that. Okay, so I'm going to just do this in memento. Put my lid on so I don't. Okay. And I'm going to do my envelope. Right, now I'm going to get my little old greenies again. And if you need to put a bit more, because you don't want too much ink on it, because it is nice colour, just put a little bit more. And I'm just doing miniature little green on the top, just so that they match in. And then I thought, why not use the ink while it's here? Isn't that lovely? And then we do the outside the same. And you can see I only used a little ink. And concentration going there, girls. Just a couple of little marks of a little bit darker in there. And that is how I did, put the lid on that and put it away, I did my little lilies. So they're just going to go straight onto the back. Oh, Kiri, you are so lovely. I think everyone that supports me is really special. Okay. Now that just goes on the back. And because when you fold it down, it's still easy to write on. You're not going to have to worry about that. And then we've got our envelope already. Isn't that pretty? The little lilies. So you can see the little green at the top of them. Might be greener than you need. I'm going to definitely wipe that off, guys, because my problem is I wouldn't do it and I'll touch the back of a stamp or something. That can wait. Alright, next, what have we got to do now? We've just got to do this. So what I've done here is with these ones, I'm going to cut off a little bit on the end. I think it's about that much. My bin's got stuff on it. I'm leaning over there to do that. So I want that to come to the end there. I still want you to see the rich razzleberry. Now, if I'm right, I turned that one upside down. I did. And we're going to cut that off at there. Alright. Now, the easy way to do your ink through here is to do this. Okay. And then you can set that on there. If I use my, where is it? I've got a pair of tweezers here somewhere. Look, I've even got a fork to make ribbons and I'm still not good at ribbons. Here's a pair of tweezers. So I'm just going to drag that around, not to get too much that you can see straight through. I'll put the other one down there for a minute. Alright. So that one was going up there. I've got a little bit of glue there, but it won't matter because you won't see it. I'm going to get my tweezers and run that around so that gets it. And then we don't have to try and do every little bit on the back. Okay. And we did this upside down. Alright, so we've got a nice coverage of this. If you think, like, see here, I can see a little bit hanging over. So let's give it a cut. And Bob's your uncle. Take that out. Now what I'm going to do quickly, folks, is get a wet one and clean that bench up a little bit, and my scissors and my fingers. Okay, because I could see a little bit of glue going on there. I don't want it on the card anywhere, you know that's a horrible feeling. Okay, so we've got that now. Next, I tore some pretty peacock and some of the white. We're just going to place that there and then cut that back to this where I want it. Okay. Didn't show you there. Just cutting that off. Alright. I just like that white to come up a bit. Okay. Alright. Just going to put that there. Because in there is a little bit of pretty peacock. So I've just added a little bit of that. Now my leaves, these are fat enough that you can run that down there without getting it. Okay. So one leaf is down there. Now that last leaf didn't have any stuff on it, so it can go over. I didn't put any glue on the last part of the leaf. And then this side, I'm going to do the same because I want to have that bit not quite all the way over there, but a bit. So I'm not going to put glue on the last one or two, just on these three and down there, okay? Because those two are going to be overlapping and we don't want glue. See how you can see, no glue. Oh, what's that? Okay, got that clean. Alright, no, I don't think I bone folded that enough. Make it stand properly. Okay, there it is. Alright, next, where was my happy birthday? That's my, oh, that's my baby dimensionals. I told you I put something down, didn't I? Where is my maroon, rich razzleberry happy birthday? Oh, there it is. I put it up there to be special. Okay, so have a chat, talk to me while I cut. Because I have to hold my tongue in the right, everything in the right way to do this. Have you enjoyed the catalogue? So there's happy birth. Now there's a lot of things gone on last chance. And there's a lot gone on retired, so have a look. I've had a few things out. I've sold a few things in the last few days and got rid of a bit of stuff, but I haven't got round to my stamp sets yet. So I'll just put them all on Nette's if you want to have a look there next week. I haven't done it. I might spend some time tomorrow, but I think I've got physio in the morning. Alright, so happy and birthday I'm going to put up on really little minis. Minis, which can be a bit of a pain in the butt to get the backing off them on time, but they go on here nicely. And while I'm, turn over, and while I'm doing that, don't lose it. There's a happy birthday. We have to do our lilies. So I have done them. So I am using a lot of my minis, but I wanted them to stand out So that's one lot. I might have glued one lot down and just stood one lot. Okay, so let's take these off. Oh, you can't have my big mucker hands. It's hard to get in there. Okay, so what I'll do is glue the flat ones down first so they're sort of in the background. Okay, now these are easy. I can just put a dot on each. A dot, not a whole mammoth amount of glue because you don't want it to come through. Okay. I'm just spreading it around so that it goes everywhere. And I will be cutting a bit of that leaf because I've taken that right up to there. And I'm going to take off, I think, it's just above the leaf there. Okay, so I'm going to take off that much. And slide it down in there and a bit over the leaf. So that's the first lot, and they're just glued down. Now I'm going to take these little ones that have got all their bits and pieces on, cut off a little bit on the bottom of that as well, and under there catch it in. Alright, and then they're going to come out over that side. And you see how they, I don't know if you can see very well, see how they're a bit more out, like they're in the foreground. So now we'll get happy. Happy, happy. Do you like the colours? Thank you, Alita, you're so special. Sometimes I think I do too much hard things. I don't know if you want some easier ones. I found that doing the paper pumpkin was easy. It was easy, even though I tried to make them harder because I did my own ones. How's that? Isn't that beautiful? Oops. Look at that. You open it up, just like that. Turn it over. You've got a beautiful room to write a greeting, and you've got a stunning little card envelope, isn't it? I hope you like that. Thank you. Thank you everyone else for coming on and watching. Whether you said hello or not, it's fine. If you could share my video, I would be so happy, like Kerry did. And so that's it tonight, guys. Oh, no it's not. I forgot. Did I put bling? I did. Or nearly forgot to give you a bit of the nice stuff. Look at these ones. These are new. This is called the... They don't tell you the colours on them anymore. This is the self-adhesive foam mounts. No, that's that. Where was the container for the bling? Oh, it's there anyway. It's the mini, it's the, where is it? Shimmering Dots. So I put one down there, but I can't fit it in now. So maybe, let's have a look. Do we put that over there or up here? Oh, I think I did one down in the greens. I think I might put them where you can see them a bit better, these ones. So put one there. One over there. Yes. I think I'd rather them on the white. How's that? That's a really big triangle, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. That's a big triangle. Aren't they beautiful? I was really pleased. Sometimes I start making something and I'm not sure, does the colouring look good or does it look good, and I just keep going. So, in the beginning of the film when you weren't on, Coastal Cabana. How do you know that? You've got a good memory, Kerry. You must remember everything. Why isn't it on the back? So it's Coastal Cabana. A funny connection. Granny's apple green and white. Thank you. I love my girls. You just love your girls. They're so helpful. I know you've got a young kid, Kerry, so I know you're smart. I'm a little bit older, babes. That's why I love doing it. I love doing this. I know I'm getting old in the tooth, but it keeps me happy. It really makes me have a good time coming on. I never ever thought I would do anything like this. I'm uneducated and I'm not worried about saying it. It's just the truth. I lived in a lot of foster homes and didn't get that education, and that's why I don't do a blog, because I have so many mistakes. And my spelling's really bad, so that's why you've got all that preempting. But I don't. My husband's always telling me off because I don't punctuate and all of that. And I go, well, if people like me, they're not going to worry about that type of stuff. Oh, thank you, Kerry. I love you. You're so lovely. Well, girls, tomorrow, if you want to have a look at tomorrow's. Now, I showed you the album I made earlier, but because most of you are on now, let me give you a look at this. This is what I made over 2 days with a friend of mine, because her husband's wedding anniversary and her wedding anniversary too. So this is from Julie Alice, so I have to tell you that. I paid $25 for her tutorial for it. We've used out of dock, this is the Mossy Meadow, the Moody Mauve, and the one that that's the DSP that came with that. And look at this. Now what we got to do is go and get our photos. Like in her one, she put another layer of cardstock, another colour, and then put her photos, but we didn't want to do that. So if I don't have any photos right beside me, I've got them on the fridge out there, I'm not running out. So we're going to put a little photo here, here, and here. You could put your wedding invitation if you have one. I didn't, because we paid for our wedding and I didn't do anything like that. So then you open up that, and look at this little box. Look at that. It's about ½ an inch off there, and she had done an extra flap, but we didn't feel we needed that much. So we got one. So we can put photos 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 photos can go in that. And look how we've matched it like that to that. That's the back of that. This one's beautiful. Watch this. Again, 1, 2, 3 photos. Oh, it's got a bit of ink glue there. I'll get that off. I'm going to do it now. This took us, we did 3 hours last week, and then I think today we did the same, about 3 hours. And then look at this. Voila! And you can write your thing, and then right underneath that piece is a little flap, a little pocket, and it just sits back in. Isn't that cool? So I'm allowed to do it in the class, but I'm not allowed to give the papers to anyone. You've got to buy your own thing, or that's her rules, Julie Alice's. But isn't that stunning? Isn't that gorgeous? I think it turned out really nice. So it is. I'm going to have to. It is going to be a surprise. My husband will. I don't know if he'll like pink, but or moody mauve. But I love it. 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 That's why I put all the gold in. So it is a little bit, and it is. I can't wait to put the photos in. But like, we don't have a lot of photos from our wedding because we couldn't afford a photographer. So my in-laws sort of didn't. I wasn't the favoured daughter-in-law. So they didn't really put anything in. They gave us some money later, so we had to buy a washing machine by then. But anyway, look, we've always been very independent. I've been independent since I was a young girl. I was working at 15. And so we just had a friend take some photos and give us some photos. So I'm going to have to now snapshot them in the album and have them printed off. But what we're going to do is print them off with a white edge around the photo, so that then it sits on there nicely. Oh, so cool. And we're even going to go away for 2 whole nights and leave the teenagers on their own, God help us. So if there's anything else, like, I started doing a small one a while ago using the boho blue, and this was just a smaller one. So I can't remember where I got this from, but this one is just like that, and then you can put your photos. You can put photos in there. And I thought it might be nice to make one of those, but they do take a bit of time. So this one, Lululemon, 2 years ago, mate. But I've obviously done it all. So I might one day do a 2-part one on it. All right. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you next Tuesday, and I will put a bit of pumpkin paper. I've got already done 2 already that I'll do back to back on one day, and I'll do them over the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You can still get the paper pumpkin. The third one is the bikes, which looks quite cool. It's amazing what you can do if you've got a mum who's, you know, a little bit older. It's something for them to do. All you have to do is buy glue to go with it. It's got a stamp in it, a block in it, and it's a really good value. You get 9 cards, and if you're a carder anyway, you'd probably end up adding some other cards, because if you're giving it to a family friend, you'd add some other bits of paper if you want. But they can make 9 cards. I think it's quite fun, especially people going camping in their caravans. They can pack something like that and do that. I've got to find that die now. So I will log off and stop rattling on like an old fool, and I will see you all either tomorrow or the next day. Thank you so much for joining me. Good night.